Why is iron so good and so bad for you? Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jason West, and this video is about iron and why too much is bad and why a little bit is important. Please like and share the video or the page, and also drop us a comment. If you're curious about a healthcare concern or condition, just ask about it and I'll try and put it into an information video or podcast. So let's talk about iron. In the olden days, to gain stamina and strength, warriors would sharpen their swords over a pot of wine and drink the wine before battle, thinking that the iron shavings would strengthen their bodies. I shudder to think of the physical effect of such a toxic intake. Iron is a good mineral. Iron is a bad mineral. Too little and you have anemia, and too much you get a toxicity, and unfortunately I fear most people are getting too much iron and it's literally killing them. Iron is a vital component of hemoglobin and myoglobin. Those are the proteins that transport oxygen into the blood and also in the muscle. It's also involved in the energy production and replication in cells. Iron deficiency has severe consequences, including anemia, impaired cognitive development, and growth in children. However, we only need a small amount of iron, and iron overload is affecting over 35 million people and has been associated with cardiovascular disease, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, asthma, psoriasis, inflammatory bowel disease, hypothyroidism, liver disease, gout, epilepsy, infertility, osteoporosis, and even osteoarthritis. What is worse is that we are fortifying foods with iron. It's estimated that iron intake has risen 50% since the 1950s, and the main source of iron fortification? Cold cereal, Special K, Cheerios, Kix, Frosted Mini Wheats, and Raisin Bran. And toxicity for iron is about 45 milligrams a day according to the Institutes of Medicine. So that means if you sit down to eat a bowl of Raisin Bran or Frosted Mini Wheat, you're at the upper limit of iron intake. And don't worry, it gets worse. If you have pasta that's fortified with iron, now you have tipped the scales. Too much iron wreaks havoc on the intestines, and how many chronically ill people have stomach problems? They all do. Several studies in Africa showed that iron fortification of foods did help with iron deficiency anemia, but also increased diarrhea, inflammation, infections, almost 500%, and increased gut inflammation. Perhaps the solution is not iron fortification, but natural iron. Excessive iron has been known to accumulate in the intestines and cause free radical damage. And this results in a leaky gut, allowing the bad guys to leak into the bloodstream and cause systemic inflammation. So is iron all bad? No. If you don't have iron, bad things are going to happen most of the time. People don't even know what the iron tests are. And most of the time, doctors are not testing iron panels. And there are tests that are most important, like serum iron, total iron binding capacity, transferrin, and ferritin, which is the long-term storage of iron. If you are too high, stop taking iron and stop eating iron-fortified foods. It's killing your health, I promise. And if your iron's too low, considering natural sources of iron, not prescription iron like ferrous fumarate or ferrous sulfate, or even iron supplements. If you need to increase your iron, consider these foods: thyme, parsley, basil, spinach, and natural red meats from healthy animals. And also the best ways to increase iron is to decrease the natural sources is vitamin C, about 2,000 milligrams a day. To decrease iron levels after a blood test, vitamin C, exercise, detox therapies, consider a blood donation, and intravenous chelation therapy, in my clinical opinion. And absolutely you should reduce dietary intake of iron-fortified foods. Consider ceramic cookware, not cast iron. And you should retest your iron levels at least once a year. Once your iron levels are normalized, there's no reason to not eat iron-containing foods, but you don't need to supplement with iron. Iron is like blood sugar. Too much is bad and you'll get a disease. Too little is bad and you'll get a disease. For a safe iron, take refined plant blood, also known as fat-soluble chlorophyll. Avoid synthetic iron like ferrous fumarate or ferrous sulfate, in my clinical opinion. And many times those cause constipation, but natural iron does not cause constipation in my clinical experience. So that's a quick review about iron. Please like the page of the video, and if you have a healthcare question, please leave it in the comment section so I can address it in the video. And if you want sources of natural iron or an iron report, just comment #iron in the comment section. I'm Dr. Jason West. I'll see you on the next video.